Hello there, and welcome. I'm truly glad you've joined us today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sensed that a woman around you might feel something deeper, something unspoken, but you just couldn't be sure? It's one of the most common challenges men face, not because they're oblivious, but because women often reveal attraction in ways that are quiet, subtle, and easily missed. In today's video, we're going to step beyond the surface and explore what psychology tells us about these hidden signals. This isn't about guessing games or decoding cliches. It's about learning to tune in to the small, meaningful ways women express emotional interest, often without even realizing it themselves. We'll walk through 7 essential signs, yes, even though the title promises 3 that offer valuable clues to a woman's hidden attraction. These signs come straight from research on nonverbal communication, emotional connection, and trust. And they can help you become more attentive, more emotionally aware, and ultimately, more confident in your social world. I invite you to stay with me through the entire video, because the deeper we go, the clearer these signals become. And by the end, you may find yourself recognizing patterns you've overlooked for years. Let's dive in together. Sign 1, the lingering glance. There is a kind of magic in the moments when words fall away and only glances remain. In the complex dance between men and women, few signals are as subtle yet powerful as prolonged eye contact. When a woman holds your gaze just a little longer than necessary, when her eyes meet yours and linger with a softness or a spark, she is telling you something her voice may never dare to say. This is not just about looking, it is about connection, vulnerability, and an unspoken question. Are you feeling this too? Psychological studies reveal that prolonged eye contact increases feelings of closeness between people. It creates a shared space where 2 individuals momentarily drop their defenses, allowing a window into their emotions. For a woman, this glance is rarely calculated. It is often involuntary, a biological response triggered by attraction or curiosity. Her pupils may dilate slightly, her eyebrows might lift in surprise or intrigue, and you may catch the corners of her lips curving into the faintest smile. These small shifts are not conscious strategies. They are signs that her body is responding to the moment in ways her mind may not even fully register. Sometimes she tilts her head ever so slightly, subtly exposing her neck, a gesture rooted in evolutionary biology that signals openness and trust. Her focus narrows, not on the room, not on her phone, not on anyone else, but solely on you. In that instant, her glance becomes a silent gauge of your response. Will you hold her gaze, return the warmth, and meet her vulnerability with your own, or will you glance away, signaling disinterest or discomfort? This lingering glance carries weight because it allows her to explore the possibility of attraction without risking outright rejection. Words can be clumsy, obvious, or risky, but a glance gives her space to test the waters. If you meet her eyes with equal intensity, if you offer a small smile or a gentle nod, you are silently saying, "I see you too." That shared moment becomes a foundation on which something deeper might build. Men often underestimate the power of this nonverbal exchange. They may assume attraction requires grand gestures or perfectly crafted lines. But often, it begins here, in the quiet tension between 2 people who simply hold each other's gaze a little longer than expected. As one old saying goes, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Through that lingering glance, a woman lets you peek into hers, hoping you'll recognize the invitation and dare to step closer. In the realm of relationships, the glance is one of the earliest signals that interest is blooming. It's nature's way of pulling 2 people into a shared emotional space, bypassing the barriers of language and hesitation. To notice it, to honor it, is to understand that connection doesn't always start with conversation. Sometimes it starts with a look that makes the world around you fade, leaving only the electricity between two pairs of eyes locked in silent conversation. Sign 2. The delicate touch in the intricate dance between a man and a woman. There is a language that speaks without words, a signal often overlooked by those who only listen to what is said aloud. It is the language of touch, the brief, delicate, almost imperceptible contact that a woman offers when she is drawn to you, but may not yet be ready to voice her feelings. To the inattentive, it might seem accidental, a casual brush of her fingers against your arm, a playful nudge when laughing together, a light pat on the back or hand when you say something that touches her heart. But to those who understand the undercurrents of human connection, these moments are deliberate, meaningful, and rich with emotional cues. A woman's touch is rarely random when attraction is present. These small physical gestures are how she quietly closes the space between you, how she signals comfort, trust, and a desire to bond. It's her way of saying, without uttering a word, that she feels safe near you, that you've crossed an invisible line into her circle of emotional intimacy. Scientific studies remind us that touch can release oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, which fosters feelings of connection and trust. So when she lets herself reach out, even lightly, she's not just flirting on the surface. Her body is engaging in a subconscious act of attachment. Many women use touch before they ever express how they feel verbally. This is especially true when she's unsure of your response or when she's testing the waters of possibility. A gentle brush on your arm might seem playful, but it's also a way for her to read how you react. A soft nudge when you make her laugh is both an invitation and a reassurance. She's telling you she enjoys your presence, that you are someone she feels light and open with. These gestures, however subtle, are charged with emotion because they bypass the barriers of guarded words and reach straight into the realm of shared sensation. It's not uncommon for a woman to say later, "I don't even know why I touched you. It just felt natural." And that is precisely the point. Her touches are not carefully plotted maneuvers. They are authentic expressions rising from a place of warmth, trust, and attraction. They reflect a growing familiarity, the kind that says she no longer sees you as a stranger or a distant figure, but as someone whose presence invites closeness. And the man who notices these moments, who receives them with quiet confidence and genuine warmth, earns a deeper place in her emotional world. There's a delicate balance here. These touches are invitations, not demands. She's not asking you to respond with grand gestures or to make sudden declarations. She's simply reaching across the small spaces between you, offering a bridge you can choose to cross when the time feels right. For a man, recognizing these signs means understanding that her heart is opening even before her words catch up. It's in these subtle moments of connection that emotional intimacy begins to take root, often long before either of you names it as love. So when you feel her fingertips brush against your sleeve or notice her hand lingering a second longer than expected, know that it matters. These are the moments when attraction moves beyond the surface, when two people begin weaving together the invisible threads of connection that make relationships unforgettable. And the man who can sense these signals without rushing, who allows the slow unfolding of trust and desire, becomes the one she feels safest with, the one she can let herself move closer to, again and again, without fear. Sign 3. Unspoken praise. In the delicate dance of human connection, the most telling signs of attraction often go unspoken. A woman doesn't always come forward with direct compliments or declarations of admiration. Instead, She reveals her feelings through the subtle language of unspoken praise, a language rich with nuance and impossible to fake. This silent communication shapes the atmosphere between two people, drawing them closer without a single word needing to be exchanged. When she speaks about you, her tone shifts gently as if her voice softens under the weight of quiet respect. There's an unmistakable warmth when she mentions your name, and her facial expressions light up when you enter the room or share an idea. She might speak positively about you to others, highlighting something you did or an accomplishment you barely noticed yourself. This isn't about exaggeration or flattery, but about genuine appreciation slipping through when her guard is down. Psychologically, admiration reveals itself in the smallest details. Micro expressions flicker across her face, those quick flashes of a smile when you make a joke. Even if it wasn't particularly funny, or the way her eyes linger a little longer on you when she thinks you aren't paying attention. Her laughter comes easily in your presence, not because you're a comedian, but because being near you makes her feel light and connected. A thoughtful glance or a subtle nod of agreement when you speak carries more weight than any loud compliment. These quiet gestures feed a man's sense of worth, creating a subtle feedback loop that strengthens intimacy. She's not just hearing your words, she's absorbing the energy you bring into the space without realizing it. You start to feel more grounded, more validated, because her presence affirms your value. That's why the man who learns to notice these small signs gains an advantage in deepening emotional connections. Too often, men miss these cues, expecting attraction to arrive wrapped in bold declarations, but it's the silent praise, the soft voice, the light in her eyes, the genuine interest she shows in your thoughts and actions that often speaks the loudest. She may not say, "I admire you" outright, but her entire being communicates it in the way she listens, supports, and smiles when you're near. And when you can see these signs for what they are, you'll realize that some of the most powerful expressions of affection don't need words at all. Sign 4, lively and meaningful conversations. A woman who feels drawn to you doesn't just fill time with idle chatter or polite conversation. Instead, her words become a bridge between her world and yours, reaching into deeper emotional and intellectual layers. She's not merely curious about what you did today or what you like to eat. She's asking about your personal goals, your dreams, and your opinions. She wants to know what shapes you, what drives you, what stirs your heart, because she's hoping to reveal her own truths in return. When a woman feels this kind of connection, she opens up with a sincerity that moves beyond small talk. She might share moments from her childhood, or the quiet fears she carries, or even the secret hopes she rarely voices aloud. In these moments, she's not just talking, she's offering you a glimpse of her inner world, and she's watching to see if you offer yours back. This is the essence of mutual self-disclosure, a dance of vulnerability that research shows strengthens emotional bonds and creates a sense of closeness that surface-level conversations can never achieve. You'll notice her making a deliberate effort to keep the conversation alive. She leans in slightly, not out of habit, but because her body's drawn to yours. She nods not to be polite, but because she's genuinely absorbing your words. Her eyes hold your gaze, a subtle signal that she's present and fully engaged, and without even realizing it. She might start to mirror your speech patterns or gestures, unconsciously syncing herself to your rhythm. These signs aren't about performance, they're about connection. A woman who wants to connect intellectually and emotionally is showing you that you matter, that your inner world is worth exploring. She's signaling that she's not here just for entertainment or fleeting fun, but for something that feels meaningful and alive. When you encounter this kind of presence, you're not just sharing stories, you're building something invisible yet powerful between you. And the man who recognizes this knows that in these lively, meaningful conversations, a woman is offering not just her words, but her heart. Sign 5, small, consistent gestures. In relationships, many men search for grand signs of affection, imagining love as dramatic declarations or sweeping romantic moments. Yet the truth is that a woman's deepest signals of attraction are often hidden in the smallest, most consistent gestures. They are quiet and subtle, but carry the weight of real emotional investment. When a woman remembers the tiniest details about your life, your favorite type of coffee, the snack you casually mentioned liking last week, the name of the band you used to listen to in college, she is not simply being polite, she's signaling that you matter to me without ever having to say it aloud. It's easy to overlook these small actions because they don't demand attention, but they quietly build a foundation of trust and intimacy. These micro gestures might appear trivial at first glance. She brings you your favorite drink without asking, texts you a reminder about something important to you, or makes a small plan to see you again without fanfare. Yet beneath these minor acts is a deep psychological current. They reflect nonverbal emotional investment, the kind of investment that nourishes closeness and strengthens the idea of shared time together. A man who pays attention to these signs begins to understand that love doesn't always arrive wrapped in big statements or dramatic gestures. Sometimes it shows up in the way she remembers the story you told weeks ago, or the way she notices when you're stressed and quietly offers comfort. It's in the way she builds little bridges back to you, day after day, without expecting applause. This pattern of thoughtful, repeated attention reveals her genuine care. It is her way of saying, I see you, I'm thinking about you, and you're worth my time. These gestures are small signals that imply not only attraction, but potential for long-term emotional connection. They say, I want to know you not just today, but tomorrow and beyond. For a man who seeks to understand the emotional layers of a woman, these subtle actions are golden. They invite you to lean in and appreciate the quiet ways she is showing up for you. They are an opportunity to recognize that what makes someone unforgettable is not necessarily how loudly they declare their love, but how consistently they choose to show it, even in the smallest moments. When a woman offers you these little signs of affection, the wise man does not dismiss them. He knows they are the heartbeat of something real, the soft-spoken signals that weave emotional closeness into the fabric of daily life. In the end, it is these humble, repeated gestures that carry the quiet but powerful message, you matter to me, and I am here. Sign 6, emotional openness. There is a subtle but powerful moment in a relationship when a woman starts to reveal the pieces of herself she usually keeps hidden. It doesn't come with dramatic declarations or grand gestures. It comes quietly, softly, often when you least expect it. You might be sitting beside her after a long day when she suddenly shares a childhood memory, one that shaped the way she sees the world. She might talk about past relationship wounds, not to seek pity, but because she feels she can trust you enough to hold these delicate truths. When a woman begins to open up emotionally, it is one of the strongest signals that she feels safe and emotionally connected to you. This openness isn't casual. It's not the same as chatting about work frustrations or weekend plans. It's about peeling back the layers and letting you see her real self, the parts she guards from most people. She may reveal her personal fears, the dreams she quietly nurtures, the challenges she faces but rarely voices. These moments are not just conversations. They are threads that weave emotional intimacy between you. Psychologists have long emphasized that emotional disclosure deepens bonds and strengthens relational longevity. When she shares her vulnerabilities, she's not just talking, she's investing in you. She is signaling that you are someone she sees as a safe space, someone she can turn to not just for fun or companionship, but for a deep emotional connection. When she asks for your advice on personal matters, things like her long-term goals, the obstacles she faces, or the emotional weight she carries, it is another strong indicator that she values your insight and feels emotionally attached. Many men misunderstand this phase, thinking that offering solutions is the best way to respond. But what truly matters is your presence, your listening, and your ability to hold space without judgment or interruption. She isn't necessarily looking for answers. She is looking for someone who can witness her truth without trying to fix it. There's a quiet beauty in being the man she can confide in, the man she trusts with the unedited version of herself. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect or always know the right thing to say. It means you show up, stay patient, and let her know through your actions that her heart is safe with you. In these moments, she is not testing you, she is choosing you. And that choice, unspoken but deeply felt, can be the foundation of a connection that lasts. Because when a woman shares her true self, she is saying, without words, "You are where I feel safe to be me." And that is one of the most powerful gifts she can give. Sign 7, respectful and attentive interaction. Respect is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, yet it often goes unnoticed until it's absent. A woman who truly respects you doesn't just show courtesy in words, she expresses it through her actions, ensuring that your time, ideas, and individuality are acknowledged. When she values your presence, she doesn't just listen to you, she actively engages, making sure you feel heard and understood. It's the subtle but powerful ways she shows she's invested in the relationship. One of the most significant signs of respect is when she remembers things you've shared in passing. It could be a story you told her about a childhood memory or a goal you mentioned in a fleeting conversation. The fact that she brings it up later shows not only that she's listening, but that she cares enough to hold on to those details. This isn't about keeping track of every little word you've said. It's about showing that your thoughts and experiences matter to her. Respectful interaction is also reflected in how she engages with you in conversations. When she asks meaningful follow-up questions, it's a clear sign that she's paying attention to what you're saying and wants to understand more. It's not just small talk, it's a genuine curiosity about you, your thoughts, and your emotions. You can feel that she's invested in getting to know you on a deeper level. She doesn't rush through conversations or shift her attention to something else. Her focus is on you. Her attentiveness goes beyond words. When she's with you, you'll notice that she gives you her undivided attention. It's the difference between having a conversation with someone who's constantly checking their phone or looking around and one who's fully present, reacting to your words with emotion and encouragement. She knows how to engage without distractions, creating a space where you feel comfortable to share openly, knowing she's truly listening. The emotional attunement she shows is another vital sign of respect. When you speak about something important, whether it's a personal challenge or a moment of joy, she reacts with the appropriate emotion. If you're excited about something, she shares in your enthusiasm. If you're frustrated, she offers empathy and understanding. It's a natural response that shows she's in tune with your emotional state, allowing you to connect on a deeper, more intimate level. Respectful interactions aren't just about manners or polite gestures. They're the foundation upon which romantic development is built. When a woman shows genuine respect for your thoughts, feelings, and presence, she's creating the emotional space where intimacy can grow. Her attentiveness, the way she listens and responds, builds trust and fosters a connection that goes beyond surface-level attraction. It's in these moments that you realize she's not just someone to date, she's someone who sees you for who you truly are. In the end, It's these small but powerful acts of respect that separate meaningful relationships from fleeting encounters. When a woman shows you that she values you as an individual by remembering what you've said, asking the right questions, and being emotionally present, she's telling you that she's invested in the connection and she wants to build something real. It's in these moments of respect that true emotional intimacy begins to blossom. Understanding attraction is not just about noticing obvious gestures or waiting for someone to confess their feelings. It's about learning to read the nuanced, delicate signs that people show when words fall short. A woman who is secretly attracted to you often reveals this through lingering glances, subtle touches, meaningful conversations, and small but consistent acts of thoughtfulness. These behaviors are rarely accidental. They are quiet signals of emotional investment, trust, and interest. When she holds your gaze just a moment longer, lightly touches your arm during a conversation, remembers the details you've shared, or seeks out your advice on personal matters, she is showing that you occupy a unique space in her mind and heart. But here's the deeper truth: recognizing these signs is not just about decoding her behavior. It's about developing your own emotional intelligence, your own ability to stay present, attuned, and responsive in relationships. Many people miss these cues because they are distracted, insecure, or too focused on their own internal doubts. Yet, when you slow down and pay attention, you open the door to genuine connection, allowing attraction to grow naturally instead of forcing it. Mutual respect, emotional openness, and consistent attention are the real building blocks of intimacy. Not games, not tests, not manipulation. So, as you reflect on the insights from this video, remember that true confidence comes from being calm, observant, and grounded. You don't need to chase approval or second-guess yourself. Instead, stand firm in your own value and recognize when someone is quietly showing they see and appreciate that value too. These lessons go beyond just romantic attraction. They touch on how we form all meaningful human connections, whether in friendships, partnerships, or family bonds. Now, I invite you to join the conversation. Have you ever experienced these subtle signs from someone in your life? How did you respond? Were there moments you realized, only later, that someone had been signaling their feelings all along? Please share your thoughts and personal experiences in the comments below. Your stories can inspire and guide others who are navigating similar moments. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to explore even more fascinating topics on attraction, confidence, and emotional growth. Together, let's keep learning, growing, and building connections that truly matter.